What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're all doing well today. Today, I'm really excited to bring you my full review of my Demko AD20S. What we're going to be doing today is going through the knife specifications. I'll do some size comparisons up front so you can get an idea for the size of the knife, and then we'll go ahead and jump into my thoughts and impressions of the AD20S. Let's go ahead and hit the specs up first. This one has a 3.63 inch S45 VN blade. There are a variety of steels out there for this model though. 5-inch G10 handles, overall length coming in at 8.63 inches. This is definitely a full-sized knife. Claimed weight is still 5.15 ounces though for an almost 9-inch knife. Really more than 8.5. Let's check that weight out. So coming in at 5.4, so I'm not quite sure where I picked up that 5.15, but I am going to make a quick note change in my book to keep track of that. All right, now that we have the specifications out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into some size comparisons. We're going to start with the smaller AD20.5. So hopefully that right there, if you have a 20.5, is a good reference point. We'll go ahead and bring out the Spyderco Shaman as another reference knife. Clearly you can tell that the AD20S is a larger knife. If you're familiar with the AD10 or AD15, I think this is going to get you kind of close to that size of knife. Moving these two right out of the way, we're going to go ahead and bring out the Benchmade bug out. And we'll go ahead and bring out the K320 by Hogue. And as you can see here, I guess it probably looks a little goofy because it does have a little bit more handled than blade ratio, same as the 20.5, but I appreciate that because it provides excellent ergos. We're going to bring out a couple of budget knives. First, we'll bring out the CJRB Pyrite. This is really close to a 3-inch knife. It's 3.11 inches. And we'll go ahead and bring out the Civivi Conspirator. So hopefully that'll help you from size references. We're going to really quickly, against these full-size knives, we're going to take it and do a profile comparison. So you can just see this knife is not actually very thick at all because it is the 20S. Very close to the Conspirator. A little bit thinner than the SIG K320 at the head of the knife. And then we'll bring out the Shaman. And you can see here, very, very close. The 20S is very close to the Shaman. Now, thoughts and impressions. I very much love my Demkos. I have the Sharkfoot 20.5, sorry, and I have the clip point with the titanium scales I got from Original Goat. These knives have dominated my pocket. They have a great weight to them, and they have a great lock mechanism, blade shape, and they have excellent ergos. A little bit of oil coming out the back because I recently installed skiffs on this. But this just locks into hand really, really nicely. It is very comfortable. The G10 is done nicely. It has really good grip without being too grippy so that you don't feel like you're sawing the pocket. It has a two-way reversible carry clip that you can put in, but with the way that the lanyard's built on it, it's like a Spyderco, so it has the, I don't have any with the standard clip. Oh, I'm going to look at my Spydercos, but I actually don't have any that have standard clips. They all have aftermarket clips, but it actually kind of, it puts the knife right about there, so you have a ton hanging out the back, which is really why I've just thrown the Lynch on here with all of them, because their ultra deep carry puts the knife all the way down in the pocket, which I really do appreciate. It is nicely chamfered all around the edges here. They do a great job with the factory G10 and chamfering all of that down. It feels really nice. I really do like the Shark Lot a whole bunch. It really is just intuitive to operate. I definitely went crazy with the oil, so I may be disassembling this and putting the grease back in there instead of the oil, because I forgot that when you're doing the actuation on this, it does kick it out. So when it goes back down and picks up more oil, it brings it to the top, so I'm constantly wiping the knife down. So I probably need to do a little bit of grease, but I would say, I don't know if it's a huge difference of how much it sticks out. Yeah, it's a little bit taller. A little bit taller. I do appreciate the jimping there. The other day I was doing something, I can't remember what I was doing, that I went back here. I had it like this, and I was cutting something or shaving something down with this, which this came with a fantastic edge. And the stonewash on here looks really, really good. I really like that a lot. But I really do appreciate that jimping. And this jimping's in a good spot, but if you hit that lock, you see it move. You see it move. So you really got to make sure you're out on the jimping if you're doing any detailed work with the knife. You don't want to be too close to that. It is super, super polished right here where it engages, and you can't see down in there, but it is super polished. So it actually slips quite easily, which makes it work great. But I did notice that if you touch that at all, the blade starts to move. It's a little unnerving, but I got used to it, and I know just to throw the thumb way out there or to go ahead and choke up, because I actually can get, unlike the other ones, I can actually get my full hand in there without touching the blade's edge, so I can get really close to the knife itself for controlled work. And then, of course, because of that shark's foot blade, I'm able to really get good draw cuts, utility cuts, pull cuts if I need to cut any straps. And then this is really nice for the push cuts going through. I don't even need to choke up. It's so easy to control this, and it has a nice grind, really thin behind the edge. It's a little bit of a medium geometry. I wouldn't say thick, but it's a little bit medium up in this area here. So it, you know, it drops off substantially to where it's thin down off the edge, but then you start to hit that thickness. But because it has such a good finish, it's like a polished stone wash. It's very slick, and it just cuts and glides through the materials nicely. I love the thumb hole and the thumb stud. I use the stud for the thumb, and I use the opening hole, not the thumb hole, the opening hole for the reverse flick. And of course, you can all day long with that shark lock. Just a great knife. I really like this one a lot. I did anodize. That pocket came with it. I picked this up off the secondary market, and I did throw the multi-row bearings from Rocket Glide on here. I'm sorry, from Skiff. They are the Rocket Glides in here. Really like this. I have a couple of ideas of what I'm going to be doing with this knife to customize, because I really do like those, and they dominate the pocket. I'm really enjoying it a lot. Having said that, this is a very pricey knife. Even on the secondary, I had to sacrifice some of my own to get this. It cost me a lot.
What did it cost?
Everything.
I had to let my Dawn go. I had to let my Hogue Ritter with magnet cut steel go, which was hard to chase down because I had to pick that up on the secondary market as well. And it was a little heartbreaking to let them go. I love this knife though. I'm very, very happy to have it in my inventory, but it is very tough to get a hold of the American-made Demkos. If you're considering this and you're looking in this price range, I would say it's probably even going to be easier to get an Umanzan or a Benza, which is going to put you in the ballpark. Now, the Demko is still a little bit bigger in the handle and a little bit shorter on the blade, but very similar sizes, with the 20S being closer to the size of the Umanzan as far as thickness. It's not quite the same, but it's really close. The Demko is a little bit bulkier overall, and the chamfering is going to probably make it look like it's not, but it's really, really close. And a very similar experience in hand as far as how they feel in the hand and fill out the hand, how much you have left, all the landing pad and everything like that as far as your cutting edge goes. So might be a little bit easier to pick you up a Chris Reeve knife than it is to get a Demko. Having said that, I think as more and more of these hit the market, you're going to be able to pick one of these up. Now this one here is about, I paid the same price as a Umanzan is now, or a Benza if you get the plain Jane version. This has the S45 yen, so does the Benza, so does the Umanzan. You can get them with magnet cut, but I kind of like S45 yen because it's easy to maintain and it does a great job holding an edge and taking an edge, which I really, really like. Very corrosive resistant. That would probably be my, alternative recommendations. If you're on a budget, I would say, go get yourself a Shaman. Going to get you close. American-made steel on washers instead of bearings. Fantastic build quality. just over $200. And I think that's what upsets me, because G10, S45EN, you're getting whatever steel you want. S30V, let's call it the base D2 S30V. I'd rather have the S30V and the G10, right? The lock mechanism, the compression lock, not ideal for, ambidextrous use. But if you buy a compression made easy, which is like, what, $30, put that on yourself, really does become very friendly left-hand user. And it has fantastic ergonomics. The G10, it is a smooth G10 usually on these, but you got a lot of hand material on there. And, it just blows my mind that people get so upset about Spyderco's, but I don't think I ever heard anyone complaining about the price on the Demko's and the materials that you get for handmade being a smaller shop. Spyderco is a large shop, so they're able to produce these knives at an affordable price like the Shaman, which people are, saying over $200 with the inflation and what you're getting today. I think it's still a fantastic buy. But anyway, that's beside the point. Just those are some alternative recommendations. If you want this knife, stay sharp on the secondary market looking for it, or sign up for alerts for vendors and authorized dealers on Demko's website. A little harder to get a hold of, but I think they're worth it. I really like it. It took me a while to get my own, and I am finally happy to have it. I do miss my Dawn a little bit. I definitely miss my Hogue Ritter a lot. That's the second time I've had the Ritter Hogue full size. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my my board here. It's been all shifted around today with the work that I've been doing. Sad to let them go, so it's bittersweet to have picked this up and finally have it, and I love the knife, but I do miss those other two already. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And if you are, thank you for your continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. Hope you have a fantastic week. And until next time, peace.